Good morning, ladies. Happy Friday. It's Friday. Hopefully everyone is excited. Everyone's had a good week. It is day 5, week 2 of Ruth Fields of Grace, our Bible devotion from Daily Grace Co. And today's topic is called Hesed, Hesed. And we spoke about this in yesterday's devotion just a little bit. But the devotion requests that we read Ruth chapter 2, verse 17 through 20. And today's devotion goes like this. Ruth gleaned in the field of Boaz until evening, and she returned home to Naomi with a whole lot of barley and leftover food from her meal with Boaz. It seems Naomi was anxious to hear what had happened and why Ruth was returning with such a bounty. Naomi's questions were coming at a rapid fire before Ruth could even have time to answer. Certainly, something had happened that day, and Naomi wanted to know. Ruth told her all that had happened, and Naomi's heart appears to soften, not only towards her situation, but to the Lord's as well. Naomi speaks of Boaz when she says, "May he be blessed of the Lord." This blessing she speaks of is more than a shallow #blessed posted to social media. This blessing is God's favor and protection. This was not simply a material blessing, but the blessings that God is always working on behalf of his children. Then in Ruth chapter 2, verse 20 is the word kindness. And this is where we see Naomi's heart soften as God's faithful love breaks down barriers of bitterness. She was beginning to recognize that through it all, God had been faithful. Kindness here is Hesed, Hesed. The covenant, faithful and steadfast love of God. The kindness Boaz showed Ruth was really the Hesed love of God. Naomi's bitter heart began to melt as she began to see God working for her in faithfulness and steadfast Hesed love. The solution to our own bitterness is to see God's steadfast love for us. We need to be reminded that he is for us and not against us, that his ways are much higher than our own. The word Hesed is found roughly 250 times in the Old Testament. It is a key word of the entire Old Testament and is one of the most frequent descriptors of the character of God. This is who God is. He is the God who pursues covenant with us, a covenant that is utterly dependent on him. He is the God who loves us at our darkest and calls us for us to return to him. Naomi was a woman who had wandered from God to the fields of Moab, and yet his faithful love pursued her even there. And even when her circumstances blinded her eyes, he was working in his covenant Hesed love to bring something good from her life. We get just a glimpse as we see the realization that Boaz is a redeemer, and soon we will see that all that God was doing. There will be days when we don't know what he is doing. There will be days when we do not feel particularly blessed. Yet even then, we can trust that he is working. With the eyes of faith, we can look at our life and know that though in that moment we cannot see his hand in our situation, we know that he is there. We can trust him in the turmoil because we know who he is. He is the God who showers us in Hesed love, the love that we cannot find just one word to explain. His covenant, faithful, gracious, and merciful, steadfast love. So we will choose to trust even when we cannot see. There are 3 questions with today's devotion, ladies. First question is, what is the situation in your life that seemed bad in the moment, and yet you saw God bring good from it? Second question, what are you tempted to grow bitterness about, and how does God's character remind you to trust him? And lastly, third question, how should the knowledge of God's love change your outlook on your situation? And that is all for today, ladies. If you want to discuss, send me a message. Questions will be posted at the bottom of the video. It has been a journey. I'm looking forward to next week's devotion. So if you guys find something in your lives and you are in that season, as they say, And it's really hard to thank God in a place that you feel truly lost or mad or upset about. Thank Him. Force yourself, figure out how, but realize the picture's way bigger than you. It just really is. So I hope you ladies have a blessed day. Happy Friday. Have a great day, and we will talk soon. Bye.